things that are on the earth belongs to Christ. Whether there be visible things, invisible things, they all belongs to Christ. Whether they be thrones, dominions, principalities, they all belongs to Christ. The reason is this: all these aforementioned things were created through him and for him. So therefore, Paul concluded Christ is before all things. In other words, before the heaven and the earth came into being, Christ existed. Before visible and invisible things came into being, Christ existed. Before there were thrones, dominions, principalities, Christ existed. That is what the revelation of Colossians chapter 1 is given unto us Christians. And he is before all things. Christ is before all things. In other words, before there was anything created, Christ was. Before anything came into being, Christ was. That is why the Bible says that in all things, Christ may have the preeminence. In all things, Christ may have the supreme power. In all things, Christ may have the supreme dominion, which means Christ, whom we believe, has supreme power over anything in heaven, anything on the earth, anything visible, anything invisible, any thrones, any principalities, any dominion. Christ has supreme prominence, supreme power, supreme authority. Now, today, we will be going on to the fifth character. The fifth character that when believers begin to practice that fifth character, believers will experience God's supreme prominence. In my introduction to the theme of this year, experiencing God's supreme power, I remember the first day, the 2nd January of 2026, when I introduced this prayer topic. I made us to know that experiencing God's supreme prominence, experiencing God's presence, experiencing God's glory according to Colossians 1:18 is a relational journey for believers to experience God's supreme prominence or preeminence, for believers to experience God's presence, God's glory. 2026, according to Colossians 1:18, it's involved in a relational journey. There must be a relationship between Christians and Christ. There must be a relationship between Christian and Christ. And this